Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So, as you know, about a week ago, I did a Parfums De Marly warm weather fragrance buying guide with Percival Sedley and Greenlee, and I told you which one was my favorite. Well, one of my subscribers nicely sent me a few of their cooler weather fragrances, so I'm going to do a fall and winter time Parfums De Marly fragrance buying guide based on the fragrances that I have, which are Layton, Harrod, and Oajan. And so I'm going to tell you which ones I like, which one that I think that you should pick up when the fall comes. So without further ado, let's get it.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.
Alright, welcome back, my dudes. So this is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another video. Before I do get into the video, I do want to give a special shout out to Camzat, aka Robbie, who made this video possible by sending me Oajan and Harrod, so thank you to him. Also, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications if you do like my content. So I know that these are cool weather fragrances, and you're probably asking, why am I releasing this video in the beginning of summer? Well, that's a good question, but the cold weather fragrances are actually on a better sale whenever it is hot outside, at least from what I found. So I'm giving you that opportunity that before fall comes so that you can prepare yourself, give yourself 3 months to save up money or whatever it is, because they are niche fragrances that you can go out, you can test these out, or you can even make the decision for yourself by fall whether or not you want to purchase. I will bring these back in fall and let you know what I think of them, and by that point in time I'll have a bunch of the full bottles as well. So again, the three in this video are going to be Parfums De Marly Harrod, which I wore for the last 2 days. Then we have Parfums De Marly Oajan, which I wore for the 2 days prior to that. And then we have the one Layton, which I have worn for a few months already, trying to get used to it, and now I have a full bottle that will be here tomorrow. Today was a holiday. I wish it was going to be here today for the video, but who cares? So I'm going to be just starting out talking about them now. The first one I do want to talk about is Parfums De Marly Harrod. So I put them on a tester strip right here so that I could remind myself, but I will tell you, in Harrod, it is, again, a fall and wintertime fragrance, and the main notes that you pull from it are cinnamon, pepper, tobacco, a little bit of incense, vanilla, and cedar. So this is a very fantastic fragrance, but it's linear from opening to close. It doesn't have much of a change from the opening to the base. The opening, you get this beautiful tobacco and cinnamon and pepper note mixed with a lot of this vanilla, but the vanilla really comes in more in the dry down. So the main notes that you do pull is this pipe tobacco and vanilla with cinnamon and pepper as the supporting spice notes. That is really what's good. Cinnamon is always a really nice note for fall fragrances, and it doesn't really play a prominent role here. It just acts as a sweetener and a spice. Same with the pepper, it just acts as a spice additive. It also makes it a bit warm. So you get that tobacco, it's that fresh pipe tobacco, and obviously it's a niche, it's going to be that more natural type of tobacco. Then you also have that vanilla, which gives it that sweet creaminess in there as well. So again, from that, it doesn't really change much through the mid into the dry down. You do get a little bit of smoke from this incense, but really not much. It's more of a background nuance that the normal nose wouldn't be able to pick up. Once you get to the dry down, the ISO E Super and the Musk aren't really main players. They kind of just act as supporting notes so they can support the other notes and really make them pop. And also it makes the fragrance last a bit longer. As far as performance, speaking of a bit longer, I would say that this lasts about 8 to 10 hours on average on my skin, and it projects about above average. I'd say about double arm's length. It's not going to fill up a room or anything. It's one of those fragrances that you can wear in pretty much any cool weather situation, day or night, casual or formal. It doesn't really matter. I think that this is a great versatile fragrance for that. And so again, in the dry down, the vanilla pops a little bit more, but for the most part, you're getting a vanilla tobacco fragrance. All right, so the next fragrance on my list is one that I've talked about a lot on this channel, and that is Parfums De Marly Layton. All of these are in the Eau de Parfum and are going to last a good amount of time. So the main notes that you pull from Layton are apple, mandarin orange, geranium, vanilla, cardamom, and sandalwood. And so in this fragrance, it's very similar to that of Herod, in which it has that vanilla, warm, and spiciness, except for if you took that tobacco, took it out, and replaced it with this nice warm apple, as well as a bit of freshness and these warm citrus back notes. So in the opening of Layton, I've already said this before, you get this warm, fresh, inviting apple mixed with that spicy notes, as well as a little bit of that vanilla and some warm citruses. It's like a fall citrus where it's more sweet than citrusy, but it does also lend a bit of freshness, making it more versatile than the other two. So you're going to be able to wear this in fall, winter, and spring, especially where I live when spring is around 70 degrees or less. It is a great nighttime fragrance, although I have worn it during the day, so to me it is a day or night fragrance. Again, because of that fresh and versatility factor, and you will be wearing it more during the colder months. When you get down through the mid into the dry down, it doesn't change a whole lot, but you do get a bit of the geranium in the mid, and then that kind of goes away, and then you get these aromatic wood notes, as well as a bit of freshness and spice from the cardamom, the sandalwood, and then that vanilla just becomes the main player. Just like in Herod, instead of the tobacco going down and the vanilla coming up, the apple comes down and the vanilla comes up, adding in a little bit of that fresh aromatics, and then that's about it. That is what you get, as well as a little bit of pepper in the dry down. Again, similar to Herod. It's just a little bit fresher than Herod. Substitutes that tobacco for the apple. The vanilla still plays the same player. It's warm, it's fresh, it's spicy, it's nice. That is Parfums De Marly Layton, probably my favorite winter or fall and winter fragrance from the house. All right, so the last fragrance on my list is one that is actually my favorite scent of the three, but it's not my favorite fragrance of the three. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it will in a second when I do let you know what I mean. So the one I'm talking about is Parfums De Marly Oajan or Oajan. I'm not exactly sure how it's said. So the main notes that you pull in this are cinnamon, honey, osmanthus, benzoin, vanilla, and tonka bean. So this, as soon as I smelled it, it honestly gave me and my wife both a passing resemblance, and it's almost 90% similar to something like 1 Million Privé, which is discontinued by Paco Rabanne. So 1 Million Privé by Paco Rabanne was obviously more synthetic, not as natural, not as high quality. It smelled like a caramel apple cider. It was really good, really like a homemade apple cider. It had the apple, the cinnamon, really nice. So this fragrance doesn't necessarily have that apple, but the way that some of the notes come across, the osmanthus, the honey mixed with that benzoin and labdanum, which are also sweetening notes, they mix together and almost form this appley tinge, which mixes with the other main note, which is cinnamon, and then again that honey, and then it comes together and it's almost like and Kamzat said it the best, a calming apple pie. It is really like a calming, warm apple pie. To me and my wife, it is closer to like a calming, warm apple cider. But really, together, that cinnamon, it really reminds you of that. You don't get the full apple, as cinnamon and honey are the main notes that you pull here. The apple is more from that osmanthus and the labdanum and the benzoin all mixing together. Just gives it that tinge where it reminds you of a warm apple pie. So this fragrance is just really good. But what I meant before about it being my favorite scent but not my favorite fragrance. So this is one of those fragrances that you can only wear in special situations. And it's the same with 1 Million Privé. I didn't think that 1 Million Privé is worth the discontinued price of $200 because of the fact that it can only be worn in certain situations. And that is nighttime, special occasion, like Halloween or Thanksgiving or like a party of some sort, and I wouldn't wear it outside of that. You can't wear it on a date night because it's a little bit too cloyingly sweet and you don't want to smell like an apple pie going out. So to me, it's a really good fragrance for special occasions. I would never recommend to buy a 4.2 ounce of this. I think 2.5 ounce would be enough because, again, you're not going to be wearing it a crazy amount of time. And I think that, again, it's only good in the fall not fall, October and November. So yes, fall, but only in those 2 months. I think once you get past that, it's just not in the right season for it. And I also said the same thing about 1 Million Privé. It's a very nice, you get that cinnamon, that honey, that warm apple pie feel, that vanilla and that tonka bean mixed together to give it this creaminess as well as a bit of musk in the base. So when it all comes together, you have that warm apple pie opening. Again, it's not much of an apple, it's just an apple tinge. And then when you get to the dry down, that appley tinge is replaced with this creamy vanilla. And so it smells like a cinnamon vanilla pie. It's really, really good. Really nice, sweet, gourmand fragrance. I definitely recommend you trying this out. I believe you can get a sample booklet like this for about $2 on or like $2 or $3 on FragranceNet, so you should definitely check it out. As far as the performance of the Oajan compared to the other two, it is better than the other two. I get about 10 to 12 hours, while the other two I get about 8 to 10. And this one is, again, not a room filler. It projects about double arm's length, so above average for the first 3 hours. It's not too much of a projector. Again, it won't fill a room up, but at the same time, if someone is close enough to you, they will definitely be able to smell you, especially in passing. So again, out of the three, my favorite is going to be Layton. That is my favorite of the three for fragrances, although all three of these for fall are probably in my top 10. I would say Layton is my favorite because of that versatility factor, day, night, every season except for summer. Then you have the next one, which is Oajan, is number 2 for me because the scent is just that good that it sucks that it's not as versatile as the other two. If it was a bit more versatile, it would be my favorite. And then the third one, if you are into tobacco vanilla fragrances, similar to like Tobacco Vanille, this is Parfums De Marly's take on that. Although they are not super similar, this one's a bit more sweet, a little bit more gourmand, and I actually like it better than Tobacco Vanille, so that's Parfums De Marly Harad. If you guys do like this type of content, please comment below and let me know what you think of them. So other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Thanks for joining me.